In a rock record, the sound of the guitar is fundamental, and if poorly done, the whole song falls apart. Techniques such as doubling and layering different combinations of guitars, amps, and cabinets are always mentioned, but rarely explained, until today, because what you're about to see is part of a guitar tracking session, where I explain every move with little to no editing, so you can see how I get to the end result. I will be using a technique known as reamping, where a previously recorded clean the ice signal is sent to a real amplifier and effects. This means that you can replicate all of what I do if you're using software such as Guitar Rig or a modeler like a Kemper Profiler, because the principles apply the same. Here's my signal pad. I will be using my Marshall DSL 2000 as my amplifier, alongside some pedals, and I will be using the Celestion speaker plugin by Softtube as my cabinet simulation. But here's the kicker. I am splitting the signal of the dry amplifier, so one goes to the recording device while the other goes into my Eventide H90, which will be used to apply stereo effects to the sound of my amp, which of course will be recorded as well. So let's begin. Okay, let's go for the guitar solo. Let's play back. We're gonna be using quite a lot the pedal board. So let's see what we got. Off the bat, a little bit too loud, so I'm gonna begin by removing the Celestion, and I'm gonna insert it again so we can, from the ground up, work on it. Right now we're gonna be using the vintage 30, and let me just make sure that we get a proper looping area so we can actually listen to the entirety of the solo. Very important to be always aware of the importance of the cabinet and the microphones when it comes to the development of a tone. Let's see, here we go. Right now we got it there, so let's see what we can develop. I don't know about you, but it's already sounding badass. Love it. Yeah, let's try it again. Because I even love the artifact that is created when I switch to that particular effect. So let's play it back. Because right now I just want to make sure that I don't have that particularly aggressive kind of high mid tone. Badass. So I think we got a winner. Let's go for it. So, one thing, you saw how I actually cut this particular frequency a little bit because I found that that's the most offensive of the frequencies that are being reproduced by the speaker combo. So also we're using 1x12 using the traditional vintage theory. That's actually a personal preference because I actually have a cabinet that has these particularities that I love to use for lead guitars, because for whatever reason, using a smaller cabinet always projects more of that. I don't know, it feels more projected and it always makes the sound of the guitar leads, the solos, cut through the mix better. Now, I'm gonna remove the cycle, and hopefully I'm gonna have my entire pedal switching in order. So here we go, let's record. Okay, I like it, but I don't love it because I didn't get the glitch during the swapping of the effects because I did it quite late. So let's do it again. Everything is in order? Yes. Recording. Excellent. So we got the solo. Now, I think the only section left is the guitar leads and the distortion, the heavy distortion. So let's work on those. Let's go for the lead first. So now let's find the points on which the lead guitar plays. We got lead here, so it begins there. This is gonna be a mildly distorted take. It's not gonna be a hugely affected, but it's similar to, how can I put it, like, think of Steve Stevens. So it's plenty of gain, but it's not full-on force yet. I'm gonna switch to a different preset here on my board. Sky High is the one. Yes. Let's see how it sounds like. Okay, at this stage, we're starting to get plenty of mid-range on our mix due to the amount of guitars we're working with. So I'm gonna turn off the amp for now, and let's do a quick mix. So here we go, all of the guitars down. All of the guitars down. Yeah, so we're gonna use the bass and as the reference point. Here we go. Super brief mix. Okay, now let's move to the next section. Let's do it again. Okay, now we got it, but I can see that this lead super high endy. So let's check the presets. First, I'm gonna solo the guitar lead, no effects right now. This is super ear piercing. Didn't enjoy it. Starting to get there. Let's do it again. Okay, let's see. I think it's starting to sound like a record. Let's listen to it again from behind. Love that. I don't know if I like it with the flanger. Let's see again. Yeah, totally. I love it without the flanger. So let's do it. Recording. Let's do it again. So I am not necessarily convinced, particularly at the end, that section at the end. Yeah, no, let's do it. It's working. I might need to push a little bit more my my lead tone. Great, so let's do the final lead tone. Here we go. Excellent, we got it. Now the only thing left is the actually super heavy guitar tone. Let's see if we can get it just out of using the board. Let's begin. In this case, I'm gonna use this guy because I'm gonna stick to my guns. I'm gonna be using my double tracking technique, but you'll see. I already have one particular effect that I like to use with heavy guitars, which is called Heavy Horses. Totally another reference to, what's the name of this guy's? Jethro Tull. This guy is adding micro pitch and a little bit of reverb to the sides. It sounds very cool, especially for heavy guitars. As it is, I'm gonna see if this super Marshall-like tone works, but I think I'm gonna swap for something a little bit more meaner and 80 sounding. This is the starting point we got. Right now we're just doing the SM57 straight into the cabinet cone, but we'll see how it fares. Right now it's only the whamper, the thumb noose hitting the front end, pushing it a little bit harder. Let's see how it sounds like. Okay, I think we got very good tone now, but the speaker positioning is not giving me the results that I like. So That's a one. Like it. So let's see how it fares now in the mix. Yeah, I think it works. So let's record it. But I'm gonna bring now the stereo effect. Here we go. Copying this guy, duplicating it rather, and this is gonna be H effects, heavy effects. There it is, perfect. Thank you very much. Let's see what we got. Yeah, let's record this guy. Excellent. Now let's bring back the left guitar. It's already here. Look at that. How convenient. The right guitar, sorry. This one, I will use the same tone, but let's make sure that we got a different cabinet situation. Yes, we do. Okay, we got it. And what I simply did was just moving this microphone, this is the only one we're using, a little bit to the outer range of the speaker, giving us a little bit more of the low end, making it way better. Hey, thanks for watching. Make sure to subscribe. If you want to support this kind of content, the best way to do it is by listening to music on Apple Music or Spotify, and also by following us on social media such as X and Instagram, because that's the best way for you to get in touch with us in a much more personal basis. Also join our Discord to keep the conversation going. Link in the description of this video. And as with every single time that I meet you, I remind you that you should never let anybody tell you what to dream about. Remember though, see ya when I see ya.